Good morning, friends. I am here on behalf of the Inspector General of Police and in my own capacity as the Chief Political Commissar. You are all aware of the incidences that we have had, terrorism. And what is going to happen today is that in order to fight terrorism, we must enlist the support and vigilance of the public. It's not only about security agencies and the government, but it is also about the efforts and the vigilance of everyone in this country. Now, this is guidance that will be given to them, the issues that we think they should do as members of the public. I will begin by defining terrorism so that we all are on the same page. Terrorism is any act of violence or threat of violence carried out for purposes of influencing government or an international organization, or intimidating the public, and it's for a political, religious, social, and economic aim. Terrorism also involves the indiscriminate use of violence without any regard to the safety of others or their property. I have heard, since we got these incidences, some people trying to confuse a bomb and an explosion. So our spokesman, whenever he says there was an explosion, some people go and quote him and he said there was a bomb. So terrorism actually manifests itself in many forms. It can be bombings. It can be assassinations. It can be kidnaps. There are some terrorists who use kidnap as a tool. It could be hostage taking. It can be hijack. We used to see hijack of planes in the past as a means of terrorism. It can be arson. People can come and burn houses. So it can be poisoning of water sources, and armed attack. If people came here and shot, it can be armed attack, etc. All these are aimed at intimidating and coercing the population as well as undermining government. Now, as a member of the public, you are the first line of defense. And you can prevent terrorism by doing the following. Number one, your eyes are the best weapon against terrorism. We call upon the public that if they see anything that is suspicious, let them inform their immediate local authority. We have so many people in our communities, community leaders, LC1 chairpersons, LC2 chairpersons, Gomborora chiefs. We also have village leaders in various ways. A member of the public can inform any of those that I have seen something, I've seen someone, and I'm suspicious of that person. They can also quickly call the police on their counter numbers in the place where a member of the public resides. Every police station in this country has a counter number. And after this, we are also going to address all police officers in our messages. And our police officers, wherever they are, they will be informed. They have been informed, but specifically, we are instructing them to go out and provide these numbers, counter numbers, to all members of the public in their places, in their areas of jurisdiction. We don't want to leave anyone in doubt. We request that every member of the public should have a police counter number wherever you are. If you are in Ruwengo and you are in Chiseka sub-county, it is very easy to get the counter number of the station that is near you. They can also call the police on toll-free numbers. Toll-free numbers. In short, you can call these numbers and your data or your money or nothing will be deducted from you. These are free numbers that you call, and your money, which is on your phone, remains intact. These are 112. 112. And I think this is very easy for all people using cell phones. 112. Or 999, which is 999. I know these numbers sometimes they get congested, but we are really done a lot to make it better than it was a year ago. Because now, even after here, we can try to call the 999 because you are the people who, the eyes and ears of the public. You are the ones who tell them. So let's call these numbers. Sometimes they can be congested. It is understandable when they are congested, but at least those numbers are working. They may not work 100%, but they are working. The other one is 0800 199 699. 0800 199 699. Or 0800 122 29. These numbers will help us in this fight, and all our responders on these numbers have been briefed and instructed to be more vigilant and more responsive. Number two, a member of the public should be alert and aware of his or her surrounding environment. That means where I stay, I should be very conversant with my environment where I stay. This allows me to understand if I wake up in the morning, any peculiar thing that could have happened while I was away or while I was asleep. Sometimes we stay in an area and you don't know what happens around. These are times when we need to be sure where we stay and the surroundings and get to know what happens. Supposing you woke up in the morning and you find an article placed on your door or somewhere, and you don't care, you move away. But if you understand your environment, it is better to realize that something is not right. And I will explain down, because we are hearing children playing with an article, and later on that article can be dangerous to them. So a member of the public needs to understand his or her environment, including not only at home, but even to understand the community where you live. Not so many houses away from you. It is important to understand. Number 3, a member of the public should be aware of conspicuous or unusual behavior of certain people. Where I stay, at least I know my neighbors. Know your neighbors. But also there are certain behaviors, movements of people, movements of vehicles that may be conspicuous or that may be unusual. The behaviors of certain things around your own environment. If you are not sure about that, then you also communicate as advised. Number 4, if traveling by public means, ensure that, know that you are part of so many who are going to be in public means. So it's about your own safety, but by ensuring that the people you are traveling with are also safe, and your own safety is going to impinge on the safety of others. And as a result, we request and inform members of the public that they should insist on being checked. Every member of the public who is using public transport must ensure that he or she is checked. If they don't check you, then you should know that probably somebody else has not been checked. Because you have not been checked, somebody else has also not been checked. And if it is a bus of 50 people, how many people have entered that bus and they have not been checked? Therefore, your safety is not guaranteed by an act of not being checked. So insist on being checked, body check, and also the check of your luggage. That's what I mean. There must be a body check and a check of your luggage, whether hand luggage or the luggage that has been checked in the bus, under the bus. All of them should be checked. But also, a passenger or a member of the public should take cognizance of unusual behavior of other fellow passengers or anything that is unusual. There are those things that take place in buses or in taxis where we are. And you see somebody who was seated in front but is insisting to sit with someone else. People who have come, 3 of them, we have informed the buses, it's like in a plane. A group of people who have come together, in these tough times, it is not good that they sit together. But if you still see that they always communicate with each other, they're in the same bus, but they are trying to send messages on their phones, that behavior is unusual. That behavior is unusual. And therefore, it must be reported immediately. So, we must emphasize identification of person and luggage. And we advise strongly that once the passengers have come and the luggages have been placed, they have been checked, they should be put near the bus, near the entrance. Whoever is entering should identify the luggage. It is picked, it is taken in. Any luggage Any luggage that has not been identified by anybody, that luggage must be put aside and must not be put in a bus. Any luggage that has not been identified by any passenger must not be put on board. It must, the police must be called immediately, and they will take over this luggage. They know what to do. Number 5, do not accept packages from strangers. A member of the public, wherever you are, whether in a shopping mall, whether in a bus park, whether in a market, there is this behavior, hold for me. You are in a shopping mall, somebody brings his basket, hold for me. Why should I hold for you? I also came to shop. So you don't know what you're carrying if somebody gives it to you. We request that wherever you are, in the city, in the town center, in the central business district, in offices, hold for me. If you're not sure of that person and what they are giving you, do not hold it. Any member of the public should not hold any luggage from a stranger. From a stranger. Number 6, do not leave any luggage unattended. It could be a kavera. It could be a bag. It could be a small bag, as small as a purse. Once you see it and it's not attended to, please report as advised. And would like on that note to thank all of the public that have called the police to come and check on any bag or luggage or article that has been left unattended to. We have checked on very many. We have found it was not of any threat. Do not feel as if you have given wrong information. Do not feel as if you are going to be blamed. No. Instead, rejoice that you have done something important in the community. It can be anything. It can be anything. Any luggage that will be left unattended to will be destroyed by the police. Any luggage that will be unattended to and the police are called in and they come and take it over, there is a likelihood of being destroyed. So it is going to be illegal destruction of that luggage. You can only be lucky if they open it and they give it back to you. But should they find something that is so highly suspicious, phones with wires and that kind of thing, I am sorry, that luggage is going to be safely destroyed using our own equipment. It is going to be destroyed. Number 7, while in any enclosed places, it's very, very advisable to scan around and find out where the exits are. Or the stairs. Or to make sure you don't sit near glasses. Because if anything happens, you should minimize. You should minimize and improve your own safety. 8, take interest in the safety of your neighborhood and in knowing your neighbors will include what they do. This is neighborhood watch. We are encouraging the improvement of neighborhood watch, which I'm sorry to say that some people have forgotten neighborhood watch. Where you are staying, look in front of your house, look at the back of your house, look on the left side, look on the right side. Do you know all those neighbors? Do you know them? Do you know them by name? Do you know what they do? I saw a village somewhere where the LC1 chairman went with a photograph of somebody we were interested in and was showing every member. Do you know this person? And they were saying no. Do you know this person? They were saying no. That is important. And I wish they can do it much more. But we don't need to reach that stage. People should know others, even by name. By name. Because I know in this country, you know your neighbor, Tata Hassan, Uncle Mujurizi. But when you mention the name, that no, we mean Kasinje. Do you know Kasinje? I said, Umusajja bwato ono tomanyi. Okay. Kale obwedda singa wambuziza Tata Ivani. So it is important that we know our neighbors. And you can know your neighbors through various means. These small parties are important. I hear these days they are called showers or something. I don't know. Everything is a shower. So, yeah, birthday shower. Is there a birthday shower? So people, yeah. So those ones are important. That's when you know your neighbor. Number 9. Don't get tired. There are 20. And you can refer to them as the 20 points given by the police. There are 20 of them. And we shall be checking. It's a checklist. Number 9, always inspect your house or workplace for signs of illegal entry, storage, or suspicious objects. I think this is important to everyone. If you go in your house, don't take it for granted that whatever is intact. Number 10, do not allow cleaners or service providers to enter and work in your place of work or residence without supervision. Yesterday, the Inspector General of Police gave instructions. Anybody working in police headquarters, as a group employee, you cut grass, you have some mobile money around or something, they must be identified, all of them. And we are going to give them an overall here with a number so that we know you. Or current identification tag. I normally go to New Vision company down here. And everybody has a tag. Companies can even put access control in those tags. So you use your tag to open the door and do anything you want to do. People think it is that is a very powerful prevention measure. And I hope and I wish every company should use that methodology against terrorism. So we should not allow people who do not work in our environment to come. And in Uganda, there are people who even go selling products in offices. No. That must stop. People are selling trousers, they are selling watches, they are selling ebizigo by'abakyala, they are selling, I don't know what else they sell. OD, what is OD? Ruimbazi, what is OD? Eh?
They stick peanuts.
Oh, chipoli.
Yes.
Ah, okay. So, those ones who come in our offices, moving from office to office, they must not be allowed at all. Number 11, empty garbage bins, dust bins at regular intervals and put away all the equipment not in use, whether at office or at home. Terrorists have that habit of bringing something and putting it where you empty your bin. This refuse. The purpose is when you are powering certain things there, you exert some pressure on something that is there, and it can cause some damage. So empty that. 12. Do not allow people into your home or offices to have free access to all areas. I have actually mentioned those who go selling, but there are also other people. They tell you, wait here, and that person goes to other areas. I see it around here. Somebody comes and says, I want to see Mr. Kasinje. That's what has brought him or her. By the time he goes, he has gone to all offices. And I think that is wrong. That is wrong. You can even say you want to see Mr. Kasinje when actually you intend to see the IGP. So you come here and you cause some trouble around. The other one is keeping all residential, work, and public spaces neat and tidy as much as possible, because this helps us to spot any out-of-place object which may possibly be a bomb or other dangerous object. 14, ensure proper lighting in offices or homes and public spaces. This is very important. I remember studying this in 1994 in my crime prevention college in UK. The first thing is lighting. There is a power of lighting. There are certain lights, even when you step in the compound, they come on. That light warns the person inside that there is an intruder. Even if it is a dog and it is passing your compound, it comes on immediately. I have it in my own home. And I encourage people to have that kind of light. And the light should show a way, not your house. Because if it shows your house, it means the other person intruding will be seeing you if you come out of the home. But for you, who comes out of the home, you will not see that person because the light is focusing on you. So light should be facing away from the house. Now, Ugandans, members of the public, I know we want to minimize the yaka, which you put there. When you go to sleep, you switch off everything. Munange, yaka. You leave one lamp like this. No, put your lights. These lights are important. Put your lights. Basemaka, when you come and you find lights, don't quarrel with anybody. Amatala muleseko gachi. Mwe musasula yaka. No. Let those lights remain. The other one is that emphasis should be put on identification of persons in home and tell people to identify persons, even your own members of your family. If they don't know anybody, they can politely reject that person. Uncles, tukutegedde. Let them, yes, Uganda, we are hospitable people. But there is hospitality where it can stop and where it should start and end. 16 is to conduct background checks on any house helps or company employees. Not everybody who comes to your house. These days, people no longer keep house helps in their homes. It is not fashionable these days. They have people who come, work. You know, COVID-19 has helped us to try to avoid certain expenses. So people come into your home, they work, and they go. They come, they cook, they clean, and they go home. Please do a background check on these people because they access almost everywhere in your home, in your house. Please do that. I know because I was in Masaka recently. People came to work, and whenever there would be a problem, you hear somebody has disappeared. You came and worked here 2 days ago. Something happened, but nobody now can trace you. Local councils, number 17, should register all residents and visitors. All local councils should register residents and visitors with a photograph placed in that register with a small explanation. If we have just come from a certain area, put it there. Put where that person has come from. Sometimes the cards people carry may be fake. You can cross-check with where that person says he or she is coming from. But that should be the job, as I have said, of those who employ. But local councils, their work is to register. If Kasenja brings in somebody to work for me, it's my job to find out where to do a background check. That's why these two are following each other. Now, for the local council chairman, his or her job is to register that person in a village register and put a photograph. 18, business community, especially fuel dealers, mobile money agents, should look out for unusual transactions. I had Commissioner Nanga mention this in his previous briefings. Probably somebody who has a mobile money shop can take interest in somebody who is withdrawing lots of money at awkward and you can see that there is something wrong with this person who is withdrawing money. Yes. Don't say, I want to tell you that even in the banks where you keep your money, they take interest in the withdrawals and also the bankings that you make. Recently, I went to the bank and I said, keep this for me. And the lady there was saying, sauce? I said, what have you said? Sauce. I said, oh. And I had to tell her. So, why are you saying, It can be a pointer. It can be a pointer. 19, local council chairperson should hold village meetings, regular village meetings to discuss the security of that community. Local council members, please help us and hold regular village meetings to discuss the security of your village, of your ward. And lastly, those who can afford, install CCTV cameras or spy cameras, as some people call them, in the apartments, in the hotels, in workplaces, in places of worship, and residences. It doesn't serve any purpose, any big purpose for you as an investor, to have a 20 apartment building with 20 people who come from different ways, and then you cannot put CCTV cameras around your building because you're an investor. You are an entrepreneur who wishes to know that your capital is safe and secure. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope that if these 20 are put in place, then members of the public will be supporting the police. Lastly, you will realize that this is only advice to members of the public. I know you will raise issues as journalists, but there is also advice to our own police officers, which is not part of this. Because I know some will say, he did not tell the police on what they should be doing. Now, that one will be entailed in a document, in a message, in a police message that is going to be communicated by the Director of Operations to all our units in the country. So this is only advice for a member of the public. I thank you so much. Can I also read this in crime prevention? I think I should say it in English. You asked in English. Yeah, I remember when we had started community policing programs and crime prevention programs, including our own personnel, and people were saying that we are telling members of the public how crimes are committed, and therefore we are going to be a source of the increase of crime. Let me tell you that knowledge is power. That if you know how somebody can commit a crime, especially terrorism, it is halfway giving people power to stop terrorists from doing what they are doing. Everywhere in the whole world, we are not inventing our own tips. These are tips that have been given to citizens everywhere in the world. And by the way, if you look through these tips, it is not the first time that we are giving them. In 2010, we gave out the same tips. We even put posters. Your eyes are the most important tools of fighting crime. These are the same tips. We are only reminding people on what should be done. Otherwise, Flavia, you can even go on the internet and you find a site that is teaching you on how to assemble a bomb. Are you aware? So there is nothing now with this communication era hiding information. So even this information, we should not hide it from people, but we should give it to people so that they can be able to. Probably lastly, if you tell somebody that put a CCTV camera around your house, it's not really teaching them to commit crime. If you tell somebody that let somebody come and identify himself, it's not teaching someone to commit a crime. It is really teaching somebody to be safe and secure. Mr. Wama, yes, you are right about universities that are opening. Now, as I told you, there are two elements in our terrorism strategy. Counter-terrorism strategy, not terrorism. There are two elements in our counter-terrorism strategy. One element is about security, our security officers and what they are supposed to do. In that strategy, we have strategies for institutions, government premises, public places like bus parks, like whatever, schools, hospitals, factories, and industries. Then there are parks, these public parks. I don't mean like bus parks, but public parks. And many airports, entry points in the country. There are many. So this was only meant for a member of the public as an individual. So the ones at the universities, we have informed our police officers. And you will recall that every university has a police station. We elevated them from simple police posts to police stations. Every university has a police station. Chambogo police station, Makerere University police station. Actually, Makerere University is now a bigger station than it used to be. So they are going to have an elaborate security system. Right now, if you go to Makerere, we have already minimized the entry points. Makerere University used to have more than 20, if not more. Actually, it is porous. They started by erecting a fence, but then there were many entry points. From Chikoni, I don't know how many there are. Yesterday, I passed there, and I saw so many. You can use a small gate and go to Rumumba Hall, and Mary Stewart. Very small, coming from Chikoni side. But there is also one which goes through, I think, faculty of, if I'm not wrong, technology, which you can access with the vehicle. So we have minimized them. We require that students and other people visiting the university must use the main gate. This is our requirement now. But there are also going to be others. How you access your hall, how you access your lecture room, how you go around in the... There are going to be posters. There are going to be many things that are going to be done at campuses. Mr. Ura, I am... on this, I'm not happy. I'm not happy really to report that there is a problem with our UPF mobile. It's down as I speak, but our efforts are being made to make sure that it's up and running so that members of the public can get all these telephone numbers without much ado, or they can access their lost and found property at ease. So we are doing whatever is possible to make sure that we put it, but it's a technical problem that is going to be handled. I thank you so much for listening to me.